Grace from Tranquility in Art. I hope everyone's doing well. I was browsing through Unsplash and came across this horsehead photo taken by Courtney Smith, and I thought I'd have a go at painting it today. So I think it's a rather nice photo. So for this painting, I'll be using this cold pressed paper and colors from the Pelican transparent watercolor range. So I have here in front of me Burnt Sienna, Indian Red, Ultramarine Blue, and I'll also be using, just for touches here and there, Lamp Black. So I'll use it for things like the nostril and a little bit around the mouth area and the lips area here. Another unusual color I will be using, and it is very unusual because although the set says it's a transparent range, this particular one is not transparent at all, which is good. I'm happy about that. And it's the opaque, almost gouache-like flesh color, and I'll be using that for, let's take a look at the photo, for the fine hairs here, and the eyelashes, and a few fine hairs on the mane there. So let's get right into the painting. For this painting, I drew just a simple outline of the horse's head with an indication of where the eye and nostrils are positioned. Then on dry paper, I start by laying down a dilute wash of Indian Red. And whilst that's still wet, I put down variegated washes of both Indian Red and Burnt Sienna. At this stage, I avoid painting the eye and the nostrils so that I can still see their size and position on the head when I do go to paint them later on. When you work wet into wet, you need to make sure that each subsequent layer of paint has less and less water in it than the previous layer so that you don't get that cauliflower effect. Now let's be honest, now the painting at this stage does look a little bit of a mess because there doesn't seem to be any appearance of a horse face really. And to be honest, while I was trying to paint this horse, I thought that too. I continue adding layers of Indian Red in different concentrations. And then I start with concentrated washes of burnt sienna. I also use a detail brush to indicate the fine hairs on the top of the head and the cheek. Then I add a very dark wash of burnt sienna to the ears, and then on top of that begin to add a very concentrated wash of ultramarine blue to darken the ear holes. At this stage, you'll notice that the blue does look very blue, but I assure you that as it dries, the blueness will turn into a very deep brown. You know, I've not painted a horse before, so I wanted to try something different for a change, but it did have the potential to go wrong. And throughout the painting, I kept wondering, perhaps I should start again, perhaps I should start again. Now, at this stage, if you like what you're watching, please would you consider giving this video a thumbs up? It would really help my channel grow. I add darker washes of burnt sienna and ultramarine blue for the shadows under the head, along the neck and in the mane. These will dry a lot lighter though than they look now, so I will add further washes, darker, to deepen them. To be perfectly frank with you, even at this stage, the painting still looks a bit of a mess, yes? And I was starting to think that I might have to ditch this attempt and try again after all. Or try another subject and not paint a horse at all. But since I started the recording, and I was sort of more than halfway through it, almost 3/4 of the way through it. I thought, just keep trying, you never know, something might develop at the end. It might look like a proper horse as the painting comes to its close. Now, do you notice how the ear openings are now very dark and not looking blue at all now? I'm now starting to define the mouth and nostrils. I use lamp black, and this wash is very dilute for the area around the mouth and lips, and fairly concentrated for the 2 nostrils. Well, I'm pleased to say that the mouth is beginning to look like a mouth. Add more concentrated ultramarine blue to further darken the ear openings, and again those will dry darker. And I do a little bit of stippling to create a bit of texture. Now at this stage, can I ask you to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment, please? Those actions from my viewers would help my channel grow and encourage me to make more content for you. This helps with the YouTube algorithm. It sees engagement with my videos and suggests them and pushes them out to more views. Now I'm starting to put in the eyes. At the moment, the eye doesn't look quite right, does it? But once I paint in the eyelashes, I think it will. Now, did you notice that even though I'm layering burnt sienna, Indian red and ultramarine blue on top of each other, there's no muddiness? Well, the main reason for this is because these are all warm colors on the color wheel. Now, obviously, burnt sienna and Indian red are both reds. Therefore, they have one common color. And ultramarine blue, although it's a blue, it's a warm blue, meaning it has a hint of red in it. So if you add colours on the same side of the wheel together, they won't create muddiness. If I had used a different blue, for example, I might have got mud where I didn't want it. Now I use a very opaque, almost gouache-like flesh colour from the Pelican watercolor range, and I use it to paint in the eyelashes there. So I didn't have to use masking fluid at all, and I also used it for bringing back the edges of the ears, as you see me doing there. Now towards the end of the painting, I decided to add more darks made from different strengths of both burnt sienna and ultramarine blue, just to add more definition around the eyes and other parts of the head. Then I use a black waterproof ink pen to darken the shadows in the hair and under the head, and to do a bit of final stippling. And I finish off my painting by softening some edges with a clean, damp brush. So that's the horse head painting finished. How does it compare to the reference photo? I think the eyes popped once I put in the eyelashes, and I rather like the way the mouth looks 3D and the nostrils, the way they come out, and I particularly like the darkness in the ears here. They do look dark, so you can actually go right through there. How does it compare? Do let me know in the comments section, and have a go at painting it yourself and let me know how you get on. And before leaving, can I remind you again that if you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel. Subscribing doesn't cost you anything and gives you access to more free content such as this. Plus, it makes me happy and want to make more videos for you. Thanks very much for joining me today, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye for now. Thank you.